Welcome back to Growth Catalyst, sir. Welcome back. In this episode, I'm going to share one secret of time management which has stood by me every single time. My belief and my confidence is that time management is unfortunately not about time at all. That's a secret that nobody has told you till now. Time management is all about two things. It's about your priorities. It's about your energies. Your priorities, you would have heard this story before, but this story is worth repeating. I love this story, so I'm going to tell this story once more. Here is a professor of productivity, time management, and has written a lot of books. He walks into the executive management class. The class respectfully stands up, makes them sit down, says thank you, and he's carrying interesting things in his hands. He's carrying a big beaker. He's carrying a jug of water. He's carrying also, along with a beaker, he's carrying a big sack. Puts all three things on the table. Now you can see that beaker, big beaker. You can see that sack. You don't know what is there in the sack. You also see the jug of water. He takes out things from the sack, comes out big rocks, comes out pebbles, and also lots of sand, all poured onto the table. Now he looks at the class and says that I'm going to do a demonstration of time management. Class is looking at it, all of these things in a skeptic manner. What is time management to do with all of these things? But the professor is a very respected professor. He has written a number of books on productivity and time management. So something must be there. So everybody is looking at it with rapt attention. The professor takes the big rocks, starts putting them one by one into the beaker. And the beaker is full of rocks. He's asking the class, tell me, is this beaker full? It's all full, obviously. Some of the people are saying, yes, it is full, professor. Some people say, no, there are gaps we can see. He smiles and says, yes, there are gaps. You're right. And then he puts pebbles into the beaker, fits it, shakes the beaker, puts the pebbles. Now he's asking the class, tell me, is the beaker full? Now the class is caught on. They know it's a trick question now. Say, no, it is not full. It is not filled up yet. Says, yes, you are right. He puts the sand into the beaker, shakes it, packs some sand wherever there were gaps. He's asking the class now, is it full? Some people say yes, some people say no. He takes the jug of water, pours it into the beaker. Water goes into the beaker, some amount, and then it is to the brim and it starts overflowing, puts it all back. Now he's asking the class, is this now full? Now the class is very clear. Yes, it is full now. So he pauses and asks the class, what is a lesson from all this? Class says, one person stands up and says, Professor, I've learned a very valuable lesson from this demonstration of yours. Thank you for that. My lesson is, however tightly you pack your schedule, you can always find a little more things to do. You packed rocks first, then you found space to pack pebbles, you found space to pack sand, you found still more space to pack water. So the lesson I'm taking home is that however busy your schedule is, you can, if you're ingenious, if you find ways, you can always pack more. Says, yes, that's true. A good lesson. Class, do you all agree? And everybody agreed. Yes, great lesson. Professor said, is there any other lesson? But class was convinced that that is the most important lesson. And nobody opened their mouth. The professor said, yes, that is an interesting lesson that you've learned, that you can pack more, more, and more. But that is not the lesson that I would draw from this demonstration. The class is looking like, what is this even saying? What is the lesson to be drawn? The professor said, the big rocks represent the big ambitious things in your life. The smaller pebbles represent the smaller things in your life. The sand represents things that are interesting but not important to you. The water represents things which are completely useless to you. You can pack any of this into the beaker. But remember, class, unless you pack the big rocks first, you can never pack them back into the beaker. If I had packed sand first, I won't have been able to pack pebbles or rocks. If I had poured water into the jug first, I won't even have been able to pack sand into that beaker. If I had packed it with pebbles, I won't have been able to put the rocks first. So remember to put the rocks first. Remember to put the most important things into your schedule. Then, only then, put the next things if you have time and space and energy to do it. A fantastic demonstration. The entire class stood out and clapped, say that yes, greater lesson than the previous one, and very, very valuable time. Absolutely important lesson. If you think about it, the time management is all about priority management. Unless everything that you do on a day-to-day basis is aligned towards the bigger things that you want to do, then by doing every day, by packing every day with activities, what are you going to even accomplish? Nothing. So if you want to achieve certain things, 3 things, 4 things at the end of the year, it may be personal things, it may be professional things. Unless in your day-to-day activities, your activities are aligned towards those big 3, 4 goals, the daily activities, whatever you do, are not going to be of any use. However, if you've packed your life goals very clearly, are ready and very, very clear to you, then packing your yearly goals, packing your quarterly goals, packing your monthly goals, and doing your daily goals become very easy. They are self-evident. And because the big goals are driving you, you will always be able to drive yourself through the day without failing, without procrastinating, because those daily activities are aligned with your yearly life goals. If they're not, you will procrastinate. If they're not, you would not even have the temperament and energy to come around doing them. So it is very, very important to prioritize what you want to do in life, and basis that, what you want to do in your professional life, what you want to do basis that, what you want to do this year, basis that, what you want to do today. So time management, to my mind, is all about prioritizing and ensuring that you get your priorities right. The second part of time management, to my mind, is energy management. You can't manage time. Everybody has the same 24 hours, unfortunately, and it flows in one direction. You give up 5 minutes, you've given up 5 minutes. You cannot take it back. So how do you even manage that? You can't manage time. You can manage your priorities and you can manage your energy levels. Even if your priorities are clear, if you are tired, if you are irritable, if you want to sleep, how can you get things done? You can't. So it's important to ensure that you have the energy, and basis the energy levels, you do the things which are right for that energy levels. For example, if you are a morning person, and I am one, and you could be night person who gets the energy, maximum energy in the night. But if you're a morning person, you have the maximum energy in the mornings. So what do you do in the mornings? What kind of activities you do when you have full energy compared to when the energy depletes, and comes to a low level? What do you do? And it picks back. And the evening, even the morning persons have a lot of energy. I have the evenings until about 9:30, 10, 10:30. I still have lots of energy. After that, I hit one plateau. I cannot continue anymore. I have to take the rest. I have to hit the sack. I have to sleep. But the question to you is, what do you do when you have abundant peak energies versus a low level of energy? and when the energy picks back and comes back to you. It could be at different times depending on whether you are a morning person or evening person. But what do you do when you have great energy? What do you do when you have very limited base level energy? You need to be very, very clear about that. What kind of tasks you do when you have lots of energy? What kind of tasks you do when you have very limited energy? And how you do it? How you plan your day around this will define how successful you are, how productive you are. If you can take the biggest tasks in the morning, if you're a morning person, or in the evening, if you're an evening person, then that energy will coincide with the kind of tasks that you need to do, the kind of effort that you need to put in, the kind of focus that the task demands, because you have great energy levels compared to something else, which is routine, which is not demanding the same kind of energy levels, so that you can schedule your activities basis your energy cycles and ensure that you ensure your energy flow and your task flow coincide with each other so that you become the best productive person that is possible. So these are the two things to my mind time management is all about. Again, time management is a complete misnomer. You can't manage time. You can only manage your priorities. You can only manage your energy. Given these, what are the techniques that I love? Let me talk about that. My number one technique will be building systems for my goals. Should we have goals? Of course, we should have. Should we have newer resolutions? Of course, we should have resolutions. We should have something which we can live towards, which we can plan towards. Absolutely important. But goals by themselves are enough? No, they are not enough. You need to build a system to achieve a goal. If you want to become fitter, leaner, meaner, you need to become a system rather than just living with a goal. You need to have a plan of activity and a habitifying way of ensuring that the plan of activity becomes ingrained in you as a habit, as a second nature, and you need to build a system for that. What do I mean by a system? You need to build steps so that they are repeatable, they become habits. For example, if you want to become fitter and you want to hit a gym, then hitting the gym every day is an activity. Exercising every day is an activity. Ensuring that you consume nutrient food is an activity. Ensuring that you do the right things and not splurge on food, not eat all kinds of things without limit is also an activity. So a set of activities have to be built on top of each other, which become a system. And by ensuring that you continuously adhere to the system is when the pack of activities become a habit for you. That building of system is essential for you to manage time. Unless you build this system, it is very, very difficult for you to stick to the times. It is very, very difficult for you to stick to the activities at a given time. The tendency will be to procrastinate. The tendency will be to, okay, so it's okay if I don't do this, all that. And you will not be as successful as you could have been otherwise. So build a system, make it so that if that activity is important, if that goal is important, if that activity towards that goal is important, you build a system around it so that it becomes a habit for you. That will be my step, process, system, idea number one in terms of managing. My idea number two is time blocking. Block certain time for doing that thing, one thing, and get it done. So how do I prioritize? I block time for looking at my emails. I block time for discussions with my team. I block time for thinking about certain things. I block time for going through whatever correspondence which comes to me. I block time for thinking deeply about what I need to discuss in meetings. I block time so that I'm not affected by other things. In the block time, I ensure that I think about that, I do it, I get it done, so that the past doesn't affect me, the future doesn't affect me. I'm focused completely on that activity so that I get it done. So time blocking is working wonderfully for me. I'm sure it will for you also. That will be idea number two. Idea number three is what people call as a daily highlight. Getting at least one thing done for the day. If I have to do one thing and not worry about anything else, what would I do? What would I get done that day? I start with this question before I hit the bed every single night. I think about what is that one thing that I would rather do tomorrow, even if I'm not able to do anything else tomorrow. What is the one thing that I want to do? Why I want to do that on top of anything else? That helps me to do that, ensure that that gets done. And that also gives me a sense of satisfaction. Even if I don't do the five other things that I have to do, it's okay because I've done that one thing which matters more to me. That one thing is aligned to my overall goal. That one thing is aligned to my monthly or weekly schedule. And that one thing, getting that one thing done is also going to give me enormous satisfaction and a sense of completion and sense of achievement. And doing this also builds that habit of getting things done. So, what is that one thing that you want to do? Think about that. It's called daily highlight. And what is your daily highlight? That would be my idea number three. The last idea that I want to talk about is batching. And batching is a great idea because it ensures that I use my energy very, very efficiently. For example, when I create these videos that I'm sharing with you, I used to create one video a day, two videos a day, and like that on several days. And I realized that it's very inefficient for me. What I've started doing now is batching. I've started producing all that my content on a single day. I produce all of this on a single day and then edit on another day. So two batches of activities done very, very efficiently. I'm focused. My family knows that I'm going to be devoting this time doing this hour, and I have no distractions at all. And similarly, when you batch similar activities, it could be producing content, it could be writing, it could be sharing some ideas, it could be looking at email, similar kind of activities batched together and done in a particular time works wonders for you because the switching costs are not there. Otherwise, if I were to do all kinds of activities at the same time, then suppose I produce content, suppose I also look at my mail, suppose I look at also my correspondences, also at what I need to prepare for my discussion and so on and so forth at different times. Switching from one task to another, to another, to another is going to be very, very costly because when I switch, the task is still in my mind and I need to now push the thought out and start with another thought. And after I finish that, I need to push that thought out, start with another thought. All of this have switching costs. We don't realize it, but the mind takes time to soak into the idea, and mind also takes time to soak out of the idea to get into another idea. And these switching costs can bleed your energy enormously. So that is why batching is a great idea. You should try it. That would be my idea number four. Try out all of these four ideas. Again, reiterating, time management is not at all about managing time. It's all about your management of your priorities. It's all about management of your energies. Try it out and tell me how it goes for you. See you in our next episode. Like and subscribe to the channel for more tips like this. See you in our next episode.